I'm live on YouTube. Check me out on YouTube at Jonah Bay on YouTube. Jonah Bay on YouTube. All right. One more. Let me get it started on Facebook. All right. I am live on Facebook. Well, it look like it says live video is starting. All right, I am now live. What's up? That's what's up. Peace to Yahuwah. Peace to Yahuwah. How is everyone out there tonight? Hope everyone doing wonderful, magnificent, and great. I know I am. I'm your man, Jonah Bay. I came to drop some law information on you. You know what I mean? But anyway, before I do that, we got an up-and-coming workshop. Yes, an up-and-coming workshop. It is part 2 of Recoupment Workshop Part 2. You know what I mean? Telling y'all how to fucking discharge everything. This is just the preliminary, but you got to know the laws, you know what I mean, and how to do it. You feel me? So it's coming Saturday, August 3rd, 3 p.m. The Recoupment Workshop Part 2. I got the flyers all on my social media, so check it out. You know what I mean? But the thing I want to talk about tonight is, you cannot discharge or do anything in commerce without a proper affidavit. There are 2 different types of affidavit. There's an affidavit for your straw man. There's an affidavit for the real man or woman. You know what I mean? It's 2 different types of affidavits. And your whole life, everyone's only been teaching you how to do an affidavit as a straw man, as a legal person. I'm showing you how to do affidavits as a real man or woman in the private. You know what I mean? As a natural person, a natural man, a natural woman, right? So we're going to continue on last week because I was yesterday, still people didn't understand what to do, how to construct it, and all of that. So when I hear the people talking and I hear what they don't know, I base my shows on what they don't know at that time. And I give them what they need. You know what I mean? I got what you want. I got what you need. You know what I mean? But anyway, like I said, so we got an up and coming workshop, and the workshop is on August 3rd at 3 p.m. Get your tickets. It's only $90, cheap as fuck. Go get your tickets at jonahbay.com so we can go through it. Make sure you can get all the remedy that you want and need, especially with this economy being where it is. But at the same time, y'all probably don't know it, but they've already started implementing NESARA. They already, what was it, 2021, 2022? They put NESARA out there. They had a senator state that they started NESARA. Everything that's happening in the world is based on NESARA, JASERA. But anyway, if you were in the build yesterday, you seen the proof of that. I actually showed the proof, right? But with that being said, let me start today's show. It says, I got it in the chat in Facebook. I got it in the chat on Blog Talk. TikTok, Instagram, you know what I mean? Y'all gonna have to go there to get what I'm reading from. And it says the founding affidavit. The complaint founding affidavit is where the complaint sets a stage for the basis of his complaint. This also serves as a main source of information which the disciplinary structure of the Institute relies when having to determine whether a member is guilty of any misconduct or not. The complaint represents the first and only opportunity for the complaint to place his version of the events on the record. And it is of critical importance that the complaint ensures that he deals with all the relevant facts and background relating to the matter. Although the complainant has the opportunity to respond to later allegations by the member, the complaint will not be allowed to bring new facts and allegations to the table, and he will be limited to the case that he made out in the initial complaint, founding affidavit. So what it's saying is, when you make an affidavit, you got to put in all the pertinent information and the allegations that you have against these people right off the rip. If you don't, you're not going to be allowed to put new information. That's the same shit I be telling y'all when y'all trying to do go for what is it? Appeal. When you do appeal, you can't put no new facts. So you got to put all the facts. So this is why I say take your time when you write an affidavit. Sit on it for a little while before you enter it into court, right? Then it says, in essence, then, the formulation of the complaint provides the complaint with his first and only bite of the cherry, and the content of the formation of the complaint will predominantly determine the ultimate success of the complaint, obviously having regards to full record of the matter at the time. So it's saying that your best way to win is your initial affidavit or complaint. Has to be thorough. You're supposed to write that shit like a book. But this document is going to tell you that you don't have to believe Jonah. You know what I mean? And it says, in the following paragraphs, we will set out some basic principles that a complaint can follow when drafting his complaint. 2, provide proper comprehensive factual basis for the complaint. That means no hearsay. All of it's going to be based on your recollection of what happened. All too often, the Institute is presented with a bare chronology of the events together with seemingly random concoctions of email correspondence and extracts from SMs and WhatsApp messages. This usually accompanied by a covering letter where the complaint states his own conclusions, such as he wants the member to be found guilty of unprofessional conduct. B, he wants the member to be suspended or membership terminated. C, he wants to be reimbursed for his damages. And D, he demands a manner of formal statements from the Institute deploring the conduct of the member. No background or context is provided to substantiate the complaint's conclusion. Similarly, the multitude of annexures is simply there, and the complaint expects the Institute to do his work for him by shifting through numerous documents in search of nuggets of evidence supporting his conclusions. It is highly unlikely that the applicant will attempt to approach the High Court in such a manner and expect any measure of success. The same applies to the investigative and disciplinary processes of the Institute. The Institute cannot do a complaint work for him, and a complaint as referred to above will either be rejected out of hand as being without merit or referred back to the complainant. That means Rule B 12.6. These are the reasons why y'all getting Rule 12b-6. You have put forth a claim where relief cannot be granted. That's what they be telling y'all. And y'all don't know why. Y'all keep on trying to do shit y'all don't know how to do. You ain't studied how to do. You didn't go to a mentor who already did it and know how to do it that can show you exactly what to do. Y'all be trying to do shit and don't know what you're doing. I don't understand why y'all do that. And then y'all can say, yo, the court system fucked up. They cheated. They didn't want me to win. Da. No, you don't know the rules. You ain't doing nothing correct. It's just like you trying to play basketball. You trying to win, but you double dribbling. You're carrying the ball. and all of that. Guess what? You're never going to win the basketball game that way because you're breaking the rules. That's what y'all doing in court all day, every day. That's what y'all doing in commerce. That's what y'all doing in banking. Y'all been doing that in banking. Let me show you. Let me show you a code. A code. And y'all don't know this code and didn't really understand it. I'm going to read it real quick. Then I'm going to, because your affidavits need to be based on this if you're going after the banks. Because if you ask a simple question, what do people go to banks for? Why do people go to a bank? It's only two reasons you got to go to a bank. Just two, right? Number one, you're going to deposit your money, right? Number two, you're going to borrow money. That's the only two reasons to go. A loan or deposit, right? But I'm going to show you one of those is out of whack. One of those could never happen. Why? It's not possible. But y'all don't know the laws. And y'all don't like me teaching y'all the laws. Y'all be like, just give me the remedy. I can't give you the remedy without the law. You're going to have to understand it, right? So go to 12 U.S.C. 83. 12 U.S.C. 83. Pull it up on your phone right now, on your computer right now. 12 U.S.C. 83. And it says loans by bank on its own stock. I'm just going to read it. Then I'm going to tell y'all how to fucking comprehend it. Because y'all don't be having comprehension. Y'all really can't read. Y'all really have a problem. Reading is comprehension. That means if you read it and you don't comprehend it, you didn't read it. But let me read it. It says, A, general prohibition. No national bank shall make any loan or discount on the security of the shares of its own capital stock. B, exclusion. For the purpose of this section, a national bank shall not be deemed to be making a loan or discount on the security of the shares of its own capital stock if it acquires such stock to prevent loss upon debt previously contracted for in good faith. Now you might be like, Jonah, what the fuck that got to do with anything? I don't even comprehend. What? Why you even read that law? This is what I mean by comprehension. Most of y'all don't have comprehension. 2 times it told you something. And 2 times you really didn't get the gist of what it said because they added extra words. They used what we call legalese and all of that. It's not written in plain English. I'm going to give it to you in plain English. And then you got to start thinking about everything you're doing in the bank. What it's saying, number A, is saying, and once again, I'm breaking down 12 U.S.C. 83. Number A is saying, no bank shall make any loan. No bank shall make any loan. That's what this law is saying. No bank shall make any loan. Which means the bank can't give you a loan. It's law. They could never give you a loan. So what the fuck are they doing when you're going there for a loan? They're making a deposit. You gave them something and they deposited it. You didn't get no loan. Because no bank shall make any loan. Let me read it to you again because he's saying, Jonah, did it really say that? I mean, I don't see it saying that. It says, no national bank shall make any loan. That's the first part of the sentence. No national bank shall make any loan. And then it says, or. I don't care about the or. I care about the first part that it says. So now get rid of the word national because they put that in there to confuse you. No bank shall make Any loan. The word means any, it means all of them, all inclusive. No loans. You ain't never got a loan from any fucking bank, corporation. You didn't get no loan from no what they call them, credit, what the fuck is that shit called? Credit union. Well, Jonah, nah, you used to say before, Jonah, if they actually gave you a check or gave you the money, you got a loan. I changed my mind. Why do I change my mind? Okay, let me explain. You have a card with 9 numbers on it. It's called a Social Security card. That's what it's called, right? Social Security card. All you got to do is look up the word social. What's social mean? The public. The public. Community. The people that's in America. The public. And then break down the other word, security. Look, Google it. The definition of security. Let's do it right now. Y'all don't believe me. Y'all don't believe me. Everything I'm talking about right now is banking, y'all. Can't be denied. Security, a state of being free from danger or threat. We're not talking about that one, right? It got 2 cents of the word. We ain't talking about that one. We talking about number 2, a thing deposited, pledged, or guaranteed of the fulfillment of an undertaking or the repayment of a loan to be forfeited in case of default. The application that you sign is a security. Every time you have to put the straw man's name, your name in all caps, and you put that number, you just made a public security. A public security. Now, one thing you got to know about public securities or securities, it's not your obligation to pay. It's the United States application to pay. If you look on the back of the Social Security card, you're going to find out it says the card ain't even yours. The card belongs to the Social Security Administration. That means it belongs to the government. You ain't buying shit. The government is buying it when you use the straw man's name and that number. And I guarantee you can't buy shit from no corporation without using that name and that number. Right? But then it tells you that thing, that security is deposited into the bank. See, they let you deposit the security into the bank, and then the bank just gives you the item because the item is paid for by the government. But they trick you and make you do a promissory note where you lie in that promissory note like you got a loan. And you're going to pay back the loan with the interest because you don't know no better. It's fraud. All right. So when you go to a bank, the only thing you can do is deposit. Banks don't make loans. I gave you the law. This is the major clue to discharging. But you definitely going to have to know how to do affidavits and lawsuits. So let me go right on back to what we were reading about doing an affidavit for a lawsuit. Right? Yeah, ain't no one giving it to you like me. It is what it is. I make this complex shit easy. Someone said on Facebook, did I put it in the chat? See. I will put it in the chat on Facebook. My bad. I didn't put it in the chat. It's on Blog Talk. I'm going to put it in Facebook now. Y'all making me overwork, man. Making me put in that work. All right, here it go right here. It's in the chat on Facebook. All right, now I'm going back to read. So y'all all only putting conclusions in your affidavits. If y'all like what I'm saying, can I get a 1? Can I get a 1 on the gram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube? Let me see the ones. Let me see some engagement. Y'all ain't liking it? I see the 1. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. It's okay if y'all hit me with some likes and all that. You know what I mean? It's all right. Where else you gonna get this information from? So plainly, broken down so plainly. So you've never gotten a loan in your life. Only way to get a loan is you come to me and say, yo, Jonah, can I borrow $100? I don't give you an application to fill out with your straw man's name with the social. No, I just be like, yo, when you gonna pay me back? And you say, yo, I'll pay you back Friday. It's Monday. That's like 5 days. All right, here you go. And I give you the cash. That's a loan. That is not what you're doing at the bank. Okay. Let me go back to the document. It says, remember, it is the duty of the complainant to provide the institute with full factual basis of the complaint and all supporting evidence on which the complaint relies so that the institute can consider the complaint and make the initial evaluation as to the merits based on the complaint itself. This will also assist the institute at a later stage to determine whether the complaint should be referred to a disciplinary hearing or not. That means anytime you say something, you're going to have what? Facts to support it. Facts to support it. That means you got to put times, dates of phone calls. You got to put the letters that you wrote to them with the green cards proving that it was delivered and they never answered you or they ignored it. And if they ignore it, that's called a tacit agreement. Let's look up that word, tacit agreement. Tacit agreement. What that mean? Those are banking terms, y'all. It says a tacit contract is an agreement between two or more parties that is not explicitly stated or written down, but is still recognized and enforceable by law. Basically, they never answered. It says Merriam-Webster, implied or indicated, but not actually expressed, tacit consent, tacit admission of guilt. So they're guilty because they didn't answer. Have y'all even wrote affidavits and proof that you sent it to them and they never answered? That's like a summary judgment. Y'all aren't knowing the terms, or y'all don't know the definitions of the words or comprehend it, so y'all not using them correctly. You're not doing the right procedure, right? So I get them in tacit agreements. But let me go on. Remember, we cannot place enough emphasis on the importance of preparing proper, comprehensive founding affidavits, setting out all the facts relevant to the matter. Remember, as we stated above, the complaint will generally not be allowed to rectify any defects in the initial affidavit or to place facts on the record by way of further affidavits that should have been placed on the record in its initial affidavit. You got to put it all in the first one. Can't add shit on. It won't let you. Right? In general, a complaint will stand or fall based on the strength of the initial founding affidavit. Another common mistake by complainants is to assume that the audience has the same knowledge of the matter as they do. They assume knowledge or facts when in reality their audience has absolutely no knowledge of the matter whatsoever. Consider investigation and disciplinary committees to be your audience. It is similar to writing a book. You want to pique the reader's interest in the story and get them to read further. You want them to sympathize with the victim and rage against the villain. You don't want to get frustrated or bored and put the book down. To do this, you need to tell a story in a structured, logical manner. To take page from Alice in Wonderland, you tell a story by starting at the beginning, then the middle, then finally progressing to the end. Still dealing with the analogy of the storybook, if you were to start and conclude, and they lived happily ever after, it will would be highly unsatisfactory to your audience. By the same token, if you start in the middle of the murder scene, your audience will be left totally confused since they will have no idea who is the main character and what major plot line is how the events came to pass. The same principles apply when drafting a complaint. Start from the basic assumption that your audience has absolutely no knowledge whatsoever of the facts of your particular complaint, because in reality, they don't. We are going to illustrate the point in the following paragraphs by continuing the analogy of the storybook or novel. A. The first thing that you want to do is sketch out the main characters. Tell the audience who you are, what it is that you do. Remember, they do not know you from Adam, and you will probably not meet the initial phase of process, so you want them to be able to form an idea in their minds as to who you are. B. The same applies to framing other characters in the story. You need to provide necessary details as to other characters. For instance, you're going to say, I, Jonah Bay, went to Bank of America to receive a loan. On such and such date, I filled out an application for a loan. Bank of America is a banking institution, a national bank that advertised that they give loans to consumers seeking loans. On this date, I filled out that application to receive the loan. The loan was for me to purchase a house. The loan was for me to purchase a car. As I sat down to fill out the paperwork, they made me fill out the application and a promissory note where I promised to pay such and such amount with interest for the loan I received for purchase of a car, with an initial down payment of $1,000 for said car, G-Wagon. What I did was set it up that they lied and said they were going to give me a loan. They can't give loans. Banks can't give loan. I just gave you the law, right? So they lied. Then, now that I set that up, I'm going to skip to the middle of the story and say, I now have become aware that I gave Bank of America a security in the form of an application. And they deposited. See Webster's dictionary definition of security. Right? On the said application, they took security interest of the security without giving me any consideration at all from the beginning of the initial process of getting the loan. On the application, it said that they get to keep the application whether I receive the loan or not. So they had security interests. Me unknowing the security was money at the time, gave it to them for the loan. Then I found out 12 USC 83 that banks could never give anyone a loan, which means that I performed and they didn't. This is the type of shit where you have to write it out. Y'all ain't doing that. Y'all don't comprehend how to do that. All right, so damn. We're going to pick this up Wednesday. It's time for me to open up the call line because we at 7:48. We get off at 8. That should be going by so damn quick. Man, why they do me like that? Yo, he says, yo, I be loving my G-Wagon. I don't even drive my G-Wagon, yo. My wife drives it. I don't never drive it. I'll be in the house studying. I don't really drive no more. You know what I mean? I do everything at home. You know what I mean? I think I drove it to the grocery store this weekend. I don't be driving it. Yo, that shit is all baby blue and black, 26-inch rims, Forgiatos. It draws too much attention. You know what I mean? I don't want people to know it's me and shit. I don't be driving that shit like that. Nah, B. I just like having it. You feel me? I like having it. Anyway, I don't drive the Porsche. The Porsche is baby blue, same color as the G-Wagon. You know what I mean? Got the top down. I don't drive that either. Most of the time, I'm driving my little M1 BMW. You know what I mean? But that shit is nice too. But anyway, let me open up the call lines to take a few questions. I hope y'all really getting the gist of it and I'm making it easy. Wow. There is no questions on Blog Talk. That's crazy. I guess they just listening. I see no questions on Facebook. No questions in the gram either. Y'all just listening, absorbing that information, huh? He says, so I'm being sued by a bank right now. You telling me I don't have to pay because they can't give loans? I'm not telling you. I gave you the law. But the question is, do you know how to put it together an affidavit to stop the bank and tell the truth? When you know the law and know how to use it, they ain't going to be able to fight you. But you got to know the fraud. I just gave you the fraud, one of the main frauds. They can't loan you money. Cash Magnus says he loves the way I'm breaking it down. Look up words, people. Junkin Nuts said, look up the words. That's what I do. I show y'all the fucking words so y'all can really comprehend. I'm not saying shit. Don't say Jonah said it. You know what I mean? I teach totally different than all these other teachers. I'm going to break shit down and show you the law that says what it says. I'm going to show you the word that says what it says. Someone said enough said. That should make people want to study right there. Yes, it should. But yo, they want the benefit without putting in the work. You're going to have to put in work, yo. You definitely got to put in work. Let's see. You know what's going to happen is you're going to have a whole lot of people, teachers that's listening to my shows, and then they're going to start talking what I'm talking, because that's what they do. I'm the teacher of teachers. It is what it is. Red Pill, what up? Yeah, they definitely should pull it up and follow along. In my private build, me and Shaka, we have it Sunday and tomorrow, Tuesday, private class. Then we have a Telegram on Thursday. If y'all want to be a part of that private study group, because they heard this shit maybe 2 times already. I presented each differently each time I present it, but they've seen it 2 times already, and it's really preparing them. So by the time they get into the workshop, they know what it is. And boom, I hit them with the proof, hit them with templates, shit like that. But anyway, y'all want to get down with the private build, hit me in an email at jonahbay@gmail.com. Do not use Yahoo, none of that shit. Don't send it to me requesting on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I said put it in jonahbay@gmail.com to join the private build. That's the only way you're going to get a reply. Shoot me an email at jonahbay@gmail.com, the private build. All right? None of y'all have ever gotten any loans. So people that have been foreclosed on, including me back in the days, about 20 years ago, I'm going back after them for fraud. There is no statutes or limitation on fraud. Let me look that up. Is there a statute of on fraud? Let's find out. All you got to do is Google, is there a statute or limit on fraud? Let's see what it says. It says in Georgia, there is a 2-year statute of limitation on personal injury, fraud, medical malpractice claims from personal property transfer. Now, there is none, because if you fraud starts when you find out they defrauded you, right? The statute of limitation on major fraud against the United States is 7 years of the date the crime was committed or you were aware. Then it says, except for mail wire fraud schemes that affect financial institution, in which case the statute is 10 years. See, it says for most bank fraud crimes like theft, embezzlement, RICO crimes, foregoing, counterfeiting, or similar, the statute of limitation is for 10 years. However, we got to go in here and look what the however is saying. The statute of limitations is the amount of time that the plaintiff has to file charges against a defendant. While some crimes like murder have no statute of limitations, while other crimes have statute of limitations are simply defined. Fraud is one category of crime which specifies statute of limit can become a major complex matter. A statute of limitation for a crime exists so the persons charged with the crime that occurred a long time ago will not have to scramble looking for evidence when they may no longer be any, simply due to passage of time. If you've been accused of a charge of fraud crime that took place some time ago, you may have questions about the statute of limitations for the crime. An experienced fraud charges defense lawyer is the best person to answer the question. Banks and financial institutions. For most bank fraud crimes, theft, embezzlement, RICO, counterfeiting, statute of limitation is 10 years. However, some RICO conspiracy crimes have a longer statute of limitation because they involve more than one type of crime that occurs over many years. Fraud against various insurance companies and other financial institutions also carries statute of limitation of 10 years. When bank fraud crime is combined with other crimes, the statute may be longer depending on the type of crime. The whole contract was fraud, and they meant to do it on purpose, and they do it to everyone. There is no statute of limitation, especially when you're bringing in other laws. But this is my dissertation for today. We'll pick it up Wednesday.
90 seconds.
I hope y'all enjoyed the show. I know I did. With that being said, be on the workshop. For more information on the up-and-coming workshop, check out my social medias and go to jonahbay.com. jonahbay.com. You can buy the tickets. It's only $90. Y'all already know what y'all getting and why y'all getting it. Get those tickets. Be there. All right. Last time we was
60
on,
seconds.
I'm running out of spaces, so you want to get your tickets kind of early. You don't want to miss your opportunity to get on this workshop. With that being said, peace to Yahuwah.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Man, what the hell they got me at? 11:54. Hold up, I'm at Liz then picked up this